Hello students, I welcome you all for today's session. Today we are going to discuss the new chapter of Civics, Chapter 4, that is Understanding Laws. What are laws? The system of laws which a particular country or community recognizes as regulating the actions of its members and which it may enforce by the imposition of penalties. Now let us move on to the next topic. Do laws apply to all? As there should be no arbitrary exercise of power in independent India, therefore the members of Constituent Assembly instituted several provisions in the Constitution that would establish the rule. All persons in independent India are equal before the law. All laws apply equally to all citizens of the country, and no one can be above the law. Neither a government official, nor a wealthy person, nor even the president of the country is above the law. Any crime or violation of law has a specific punishment as well as a process through which the guilty of the person has to be established. Now look at in ancient India how laws were implemented. There were innumerable and often overlapping local laws. Different communities enjoyed different degrees of autonomy in administering these laws among their own. In some cases, the punishment that two persons received for the same crime varied depending on their caste backgrounds, with lower castes being more harshly penalized. This slowly began to change as this system of law began to further evolve during the colonial period. It is often believed that it was the British colonists who introduced the rule of law in India. In some cases, the punishment that two persons received for the same crime varied depending on their caste backgrounds. Lower caste persons was given severe punishment. On the other hand, higher caste person was not given harsh punishment. This slowly began to change as this system of law began to further evolve during the colonial period. Historians have disputed this claim on several grounds, two of which include: first, that colonial law was arbitrary, and the second, that the Indian nationalists played a prominent role in the development of the legal sphere in British India. Now let us see there are two examples of the British arbitrariness. Sedition Act in 1870. The British passed the Sedition Act in 1870. Under this act, any person protesting or criticizing the British government could be arrested without due trial. Next we have Rowlatt Act. It is allowed the British government to impose people without due trial. Indian nationalists began fighting for greater equality and wanted to change the idea of law from a set of rules that they were forced to obey. The Indian legal profession also began emerging and demanded respect in colonial courts. They began to use law to defend the legal rights of Indians. Indian judges also began to play a greater role in making decisions. Therefore, there were several ways in which Indians played a major role in the evolution of the rule of law during the colonial period. Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. According to this law, sons, daughters, and their mothers can get an equal share of family property. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is how do new laws come about. The Parliament has an important role in making laws. An important role of Parliament is to be sensitive to the problems faced by people. From establishing the need for a new law to its being passed, at every stage of the process, the voice of the citizens is a crucial element. This voice can be heard through TV reports, newspaper editorials, radio broadcasts, local meetings, all of which help in making the work that Parliament does more accessible and transparent to the people. Next we have another topic, that is unpopular and controversial laws. Sometimes the Parliament passes laws that turn out to be very unpopular. Sometimes a law can be constitutionally valid and hence legal, but it can continue to be unpopular and unacceptable to people because they feel that the intention of being behind it is unfair and harmful. People might criticize this law, hold public meetings, write about it in newspapers, report to TV news channels, etc. In a democracy, citizens can express their unwillingness to accept repressive laws framed by the Parliament. When a large number of people begin to feel that a wrong law has been passed, then there is pressure on the Parliament to change this. If the law favors one group and disregards the other, it will be controversial and lead to conflict. People who think that the law is not fair can approach the court to decide. The court has the power to modify or cancel laws if it finds that they don't adhere to the Constitution. In India, role as citizens does not end with electing our representatives. They also analyze the work done by MPs and criticize their actions if needed. Therefore, it is stated that people in a democratic country have the right to protest against the unjust law. Thus, what we should bear in mind is that it is the extent in involvement and enthusiasm of the people that helps Parliament perform its representative functions properly. Dear students, I hope with this presentation some of the points are clear to you. Thus we have completed this chapter. Thank you all.